Hi, I'm Nancy Alexander of Ladybug Wreaths. I've been designing and selling beautiful wreaths for over 30 years. That's a long time. I like to use a lot of different greens in my wreaths. It gives it a different texture and a different color. And I've got some of my favorites that I picked out right here for you, and I'm selling these in a bundle. But I'm going to show you how I use each one of these in my wreath. First of all, I've got lamb's ear spray, which is awesome. I love the texture and I love the fuzzy leaves. I have maiden hair fern, which is beautiful. Green boxwood and frosted boxwood. All these look really pretty in a wreath. Hops spray, which has the little tiny florets on the tips of the stems. And of course the grasses. This is a bead grass spray. I have cut some pieces of these and I want to just show you how they look in a wreath. Now the lamb's ear is a different shade of green. Let's see, I've already stuck some in here. Let me take these out, because I want you to see the difference that they make when I put them back in. Now this is just a base wreath, a wild birch wreath that I use and I sell. I've already put some honeysuckle vine in it. It's the lighter color that's twisted around. And I put ficus leaves in every single one of my wreaths, even the Christmas ones. And I do sell the ficus leaves in bundles of 6 if you want to buy those. First of all, we're going to put in a piece of lamb's ear spray. Now look at the contrast between the greens. The lighter frosted green of the lamb's ear versus the ficus leaves. That looks so pretty. Now I want to add some more texture and contrast, so I'm going to stick one of these bead grass sprays in. Now, I use these kind of in the center focal point of my wreath, but then I also use some on picks that come out from my wreath. You can see my ficus leaves always come out from all of my wreaths. That's what gives it the wild and woodsy look that everybody loves and that I love. But then I don't just use ficus leaves. I have other greens that come out from my wreath too. So you can see the difference that this bead grass spray makes. Now I've got some of the boxwood cut up. I've got the darker green and the lighter frosted. So let's just put a little piece of the darker green boxwood right up in here. It didn't catch really tight, but you can see. Now, there's a contrast of different shapes and sizes and textures and colors right there that makes such a huge difference. Now, let's say I might have a big birdhouse or a bird nest or something sitting right here, and I like to put a lot of these different textures and colors down close to those to kind of anchor them to the wreath so they don't look like they're just hanging on the wreath. They look like they're in the ground and stuff is growing around them. Now I just put in the frosted boxwood right here, which is so pretty. Now this little, the word left me, this little hops spray with the florets on the tips, it is really pretty down close. Let's just pretend I've already got a birdhouse right here and I want something underneath it or right beside it. The little hop spray looks so pretty. I love using it. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, I like that maiden hair fern, but it's not wired. But that's okay. I always like to use one type of greenery in my wreaths that is not wired because I like for it to drape out. Let's tuck this in. And I usually use the longest one hanging out of the bottom of my wreath. But I do put some on the sides where they'll just hang out right here like this. And look at here, I like to put them also coming out of the top of my wreath and hanging down into the opening of the wreath. Doesn't that look really pretty? All of these mixed in a wreath look gorgeous. I'm going to add another piece or two of the lamb's ear. I'm going to cut this one really close. In this lamb's ear spray, you can get 4 pieces easily out of that. So I want one that's going to be closer into my wreath, right here. It adds a little texture right beside the bead grass. I'm going to put another one right up here where I just put the maidenhair fern. Now, can you see the difference in the colors and the textures? With a bundle like this, you're going to be able to add all kind of color and texture and size and shape to your wreath. It's just going to make it look beautiful. Why don't we just stick a few more pieces in so you can get an idea. Now, I'm going to have a link to this bundle above and below my video, but you can get all of these, each one of the bushes, and then 2 of the hops. This is not hops, this is lamb's ear, and then 2 of the lamb's ear sprays. They are $44.97, and that's well over a $60 value, but I want you to be able to have a selection that you can work with and use and practice with. And you can see the little cluster right there of different colors and shapes. Sometimes I get started working on my wreaths, and before I know it, I have filled it in pretty good with greens. And honestly, when I do that, there've been times when I didn't even add flowers at all because I love the way all these natural greens look. Now the lamb's ear, we've actually used that in wedding bouquets and in wedding flowers because the real thing wilts very easily. This looks real. And if you put it in a bride's bouquet or in a big arrangement mixed with fresh flowers, I promise you nobody is going to know the difference. I'm going to bring one piece of this way down, coming out the bottom. Now, all of this in your wreath, it just makes your wreath stand out far above the others. The grasses are so pretty. Tucking out the side and flowing out. Now, I want you to see all of these up really close. All the colors and textures and shapes and sizes. You can do this. You can do this in your wreath very easily. And I'll also put a link to my ficus leaves in this video. But I was doing this today to show you this bundle of all the different types of greens that I have for sale for you. I think you're just going to love them. You're going to enjoy using them a lot. So thanks for joining me in my video today. And grab one of these bundles and try it out. Your wreaths will look different. You're just going to love it. Thank you so much, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.